Welcome to the Alchemy of Sex and Spirit, where sex, psychology, and spirit meet. In this episode, we'll begin to reveal the secrets of the mind. And stay until the end for today's magical practice. It might just change everything. Whenever the mind is mentioned, most people automatically think of the brain. But there's far more to the mind than simply the physical organ in our head. And this is a key that can set us free from the prison of fate. Trapped in a life predetermined by their conditioning, most people resign themselves to fortune or fate as handed out to them by some anonymous judge to whom there's no appeal. They live a life sentence spent with cellmates who tease and terrorize them day and night. Their body, their thoughts, and their feelings. It seems there's no escape. They appear to be doomed to a life of recurring circumstances, loneliness, and destructive relationships. People everywhere are slaves to their thoughts, acting in obedience to them without even considering the validity of their thoughts or question where they've come from. They assume them to be real, true. The assumption is that whatever thought crosses their mind must be the thing to do. In our fast-moving world, it's not uncommon to meet people who are outwardly successful, but are out of control inside. External pressures are controlling them. People can live like this for a limited period of time, but at some point they feel like shouting, "Stop the world! I want to get off." The trouble is, many contradictory thoughts pass through our brains constantly. It's as though every person has dozens of separate persons inside their brain. The brain is like a computer, containing more memory than the greatest and most powerful supercomputer on Earth. The intellect is like the computer's operating system, programmed by a language written by other people's input. Wonderful as our brain is, it's not the originator of thought any more than the computer hard drive. It isn't the originator of the data contained in it. Rather, the brain is like a radio receiver for receiving thought and translating it into concrete information. This vast program of thought has been input from external sources and experiences over the course of your entire lifetime. They're echoes of other people's thoughts. Negative thoughts can come crashing into your awareness at any time, like uninvited guests who don't bother to call before turning up at your house and then overstay their welcome and won't go home. Don't do this, it'll hurt. Don't do that, it's not right. You can't do that. You'll never succeed. Put that down, you know how clumsy you are. To begin to understand how we can become the master of our thoughts, we need to know more about the hard drive specifications. Enter the ego. The word ego has been used in so many ways over the past century that it's now understood in a variety of different ways. Some people think of the ego as being evil, while others see the ego as being a vital link between the conscious and unconscious minds. In the former case, the ego is seen to be undesirable and in need of suppression or even annihilation, while proponents of the latter encourage full expression of the ego in the interest of developing self-esteem. In practice, however, suppression leads to repression, while the effect of indulgence leads to egoism. So, the ego has gained a bad reputation. He's so egotistical. That's her ego. Listen to his ego. In reality, the ego is made up of many, tens, hundreds of little egos, all residing in the psyche. You can call these little egos your little selves. Who are these little selves? Their predispositions, tendencies, beliefs, and unresolved feelings, all formed over the years from your conditioning. These little selves are aspects of your younger self. The psychological and moral ramifications of such a realization are huge, and the potential effects on your social life immeasurable. You might be aware that approximately every 7 years, your body and your identity goes through a type of metamorphosis. When you realize that it's the effects of your former younger selves who bedevil your present life, a whole new perspective opens up. You no longer need to believe you're a victim to circumstances and misfortune. Now, your little selves can be regarded as your responsibility in a similar way to that of parents who are responsible for their young children growing up. Seen in this light, the healthiest development of the ego is neither suppression nor indulgence, but integration, the gradual transformation of the ego from an unmanageable, independent force to one of positive service and strength. Now, ego's problem is the determination to exist as an independent entity. It builds its foundation upon a primal lie, the belief in separation. However desirable it is to be joined with another, ego will find reasons for isolation. As happiness draws closer, ego finds strategies to sabotage it. Left to itself, ego is perverse, insisting on separation. To escape being discovered as a mask, ego creates situations in which failure is certain. In this way, you come to believe in ego's identity and live defending it. Who you think you are determines every decision and everything you experience. If you are in this state, you see yourself and the world the wrong way round. You'll see reasons for separation in everything. You'll believe something is fundamentally wrong with you, faulty. You can't understand why everything you do works against you. The mistake is identifying with the many little selves that make up the ego. But how can I break free from my ego? By discovering who I really am. amongst all my little selves that make up the ego, who am I? Enter the real self. Not many know the real self, hidden behind ego's mask. To discover and connect with your real self, you must start by taking control of your thoughts. No amount of external control, analysis, or intellectual thinking will help you to genuinely take control of your life. But to achieve this, you'll first need to discover how to quieten the thinking part of your brain. You may be saying, but how do I do that when I've spent my entire life developing my intellectual thinking? This is an extremely important and necessary question to ask. Without it, there can be no change. The answer is that you'll need to invest some time in becoming still and discovering the space between your thoughts. It's only within that silent space that you can become aware of your real mind. Within us all, there is a quiet place, space within, where we can receive wisdom to show us how to deal with the external demands placed upon us. This personal space is available to every human being, irrespective of class, race, intellectual or physical ability. It's never closed and access is always available. It's in this inner quiet place that genuine awareness can function. So to quieten the thinking mind, you'll begin with a simple meditation exercise. Now, don't switch off when you hear the word meditation. I'm not suggesting something weird that requires you to dress in strange clothes. Keep an open mind and try it. At worst, you'll simply have spent some time being quiet and you'll feel better for it. More likely, it'll be that you've discovered a new way of relaxing, dealing with life, and fulfilling your aims and desires. There's no requirement to adopt any particular religious doctrine. The ultimate goal of meditation is to directly experience the states of peace, of calm, and ultimately the state of bliss. It's increasingly common these days for medical doctors, psychologists, and psychotherapists to recommend the practice of regular meditation for people who are recovering from various types of anxieties and insecurities. Over the past 30 years in my sexual therapy practice, I found that people who present themselves at my clinic say that discovering how to become mentally calm through simple meditation exercises is one of the most important aspects in overcoming their sexual problem. So just as going to the gymnasium to work out physically requires self-discipline, so does the practice of setting aside time to be still and quiet. You can't wait until you feel like it, although after a while you will enjoy the benefits so much that you'll want to meditate regularly. But at first, you'll need to make a personal commitment to put time aside at a certain time every day, and especially when you don't feel like doing it. I recommend to beginners to allow 2 separate sessions of 10 to 15 minutes, once in the morning and again during the day or in the evening. More experienced meditators will enjoy at least 20 minutes once or twice daily. Magical practice. Find a place where you're not going to be disturbed. Put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode, but set a timer to allow 15 minutes for this practice. Sit either in a comfortable upright chair or on your bed or on the floor if you're more comfortable in that position. Close your eyes, relax, and allow all your weight to drop out of every limb. Inhale and exhale slowly and deeply through your nose. Notice your belly expanding as you inhale and falling back as you exhale. Become ever more conscious of your breathing as a simple method to switch your attention from the hurly-burly world to a quiet and peaceful place within. For 5 minutes, simply sit and close your eyes and do nothing at all. Your intellect may be flooded with an abundance of thoughts. You may find yourself thinking about work, football, housework, or what you wish that you had said to someone in an argument. Or maybe you're simply daydreaming or feeling a bit awkward about this practice. Generally, thoughts preoccupy people so much that their breathing remains shallow, their muscles tighten unconsciously. So for now, just sit and relax with your eyes closed and focus on your breathing. Awareness of your breathing switches the attention away from intellectual thoughts, an important step in quietening your mind and developing inner silence. It's almost impossible to follow your breath and think at the same time. After spending 5 minutes quietly centering yourself and following your breath, prepare to spend the next 5 minutes focusing on a candle flame or some other object. What the object is doesn't matter much. Ultimately, any object will do. You choose. Let's use a candle flame as an example for you to focus your complete attention upon. Allow the candle to simply be there in your direct line of vision, doing nothing but simply being what it is. As you focus your entire attention upon it, silently with your mind, ask it such questions as, what are you made of? How is candle wax produced? When was a candle first used? Don't even try to answer the questions yourself or be distracted into thinking about the answers. Instead, simply become interested in the object of your attention. Look at the flame. Look at the flame. Watch it dance for you. See how the candle flame seems to enjoy having your attention. Every thought that comes into your mind and distracts you from being fully engrossed upon the object is to be considered an involuntary thought. These uninvited thoughts may be very intelligent, thinking themselves capable of answering all the questions that your attentive mind has asked about the candle. They may be negative thoughts, such as, why am I here, sitting, looking at a candle? They may be quiet thoughts, seducing you away into an irrelevant daydream. They may be pressurizing or demanding thoughts. I should be getting to work rather than wasting my time doing this silly exercise. Notice any distracting, daydreaming, interfering, uninvited thoughts. Resist the temptation to fight them, suppress them, or change them. Simply observe them and bring your attention back to the candle flame. Imagine that negative or distracting thoughts are simply like dark clouds appearing on a sunny day. They block the sunlight while they pass over. They will pass, and the sun will shine again. Think of negative thoughts in a similar way. Tell yourself when a negative thought comes crashing into your awareness, this will pass. Just bring your thoughts and your awareness back to the candle flame. The more you practice this simple exercise, the less distracting thoughts will appear. Gradually, with practice, you'll find that you can spend 5 minutes focusing completely upon the object. When your mind has experienced total concentration upon the object for 5 minutes, allow all thought to subside and simply close your eyes and visualize the object in your mind's eye for the last 5 minutes. Then slowly and gently return your awareness to your body and to your normal senses. Connect with the sounds in the room. Gently open your eyes and return your awareness to your surroundings. It's now the end of the exercise. Go about your day and make a decision to return to this magical practice again tomorrow or even later today. Be regular. You'll notice definite changes in your mind and your life as a result of consistency. Thank you for listening. I'm David Brown, and this is The Alchemy of Sex and Spirit.